All right, where are we? We're in the African Wilds tournament. We're in the weekend round in the rookie division. So coming into this bracket, I didn't. Whew, man, I barely got in. I did shoot a 29, so I had a monster back, but the front, I had a glitch on hole number 7 and carried it over to hole number 8, and 13. There were some 26s that did not make it, or excuse me, 28s that did not make it into this bracket. So that means that on the back end I had to shoot a 15, and I got a 16. And so the 29 is not a bad tiebreaker, but there was like 16 people in front of me, and there was a 33, and there's still, I think, Pampered Baby came in with a 32. Let's see what Pin Seeker came in with. So there's some big scores in this bracket. So I'm assuming that in order to have any shot at a win, because I don't have tiebreakers, I'm going to have to shoot a 33. And anything minus 30 will like maybe top 10, but like if I want to have any shot at the top 5 or a banner, I just can't believe it's not going to be 32 or better. So my goal is 33. My goal is 34. I like to balance it out. So let's see what we can get done. All right. So we know we have tailwind. So what's hole number 1? It's kind of a side tailwind, so we're not getting a lot of push on it. And we don't need a lot of push on this. There's one of the holes that I'm actually using the wind. All right, I'm just doing a curl. Now, I've had a lot of luck with this, but I've also had some problems. And I've been doing a plus 20. But the way the wind's blowing here, I'm not sure if I want to do that. Let me go to the picture and I'll show you why. I'm using a Kingmaker. Now, I did try one of the new balls, or Power 3. Let's do Power. It's got the top spin boost. And with just like one extra top spin, I was on the inside and I was able to get through the sand. I'm going to use this one. Now let me go look at the photo and I want to show you what I'm talking about. So I've been doing, the wind all week has been kind of coming in from this direction, but it looks like we've got wind coming in from this direction. So on my arc coming through, I'm going to be 4 rings off of this transitional surface. I think I can actually be like 4 1/4. 4 1/2 might be pressing it. So I'll probably try like 4 1/4 to try and get me to roll right down through the center. And I've been flirting with this side. So if I hit a perfect, I've been like right on this edge. So I'm going to go out just a little bit more. Anything great, and you're in trouble. But with the extra topspin, I did hit great on the left and was able to bounce through that sand. That little bit of topspin was able to get me through, and the rough is really narrow there, so I was able to actually end up on the fairway. So let's try it. But let's go back and let me look at that picture one more time. I was talking about the wind. So I've been doing a plus 20 when the wind's blowing this direction, so I'm moving out. So if I over pull it, I'm actually over pulling it in the direction that I'm really kind of trying to aim for. But since the wind's blowing this direction, if I do the 20%, and let's say with the 20 I'm over pulling, then I'm compounding my problem. I'm making it worse. So I'm just going to do a regular pull with no plus. And if it does push me 20% over, I'm okay being on the right-hand side a little. If that makes any sense. All right. That bag, that ball. Let's roll. Hey, I go to club card trading. I am 1 card away from getting a level 7 off-roader. And if I get a level 7 off-roader, I'm going to replace my Nirvana. That'll be a big change. I have a lot of faith in my Nirvana. I got to take the big top. Getting it close. I think that'll be the first epic to level 8. I work on it a lot, and it comes up a lot. Here we roll. Straight up. 1.5 per ring. Get my trusty dusty calculator out. So I have a timer that's going to go off in 18 minutes and 53 seconds. I'm cooking a sticky gingerbread cake. And I'm in America, so and the recipe I have is a traditional like UK recipe. So it calls for muscovado sugar and golden syrup, and treacle. And if you're living in the States and I just said those three things, you're like, what the hell is that? Yeah. I had I had to order it online. Nobody in town sold it. Yeah, there's four. There's about 4 1/4. I'm going to do 3. I want about 2 extra. Okay, 3 should be 2 rings and a 5th. Max curl. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if we can eke that through that fairway and dribble onto the green. It might be too fast. Oh, it missed I needed it to hit the rough, and that's in play. Ooh, that is in play. Where's the course marshal? And that is bullshit that those are in play. It benefited me because it hit it, but it is BS that they're in play because that's not a permanent deal. So if that happened in a real golf tournament, you could get the course marshal out there. Sometimes, so like if they have permanent yardage markers, or like there's markers out on the cart track, if you get behind something like that that's out there permanently, you're in big trouble. But sometimes they're temp things like these signs, they would move them. They wouldn't even be out there to begin with. Whew. Okay, I don't need to do that much top spin. Whew. That was close. Close. I didn't realize I was in the rough right there until the needle started moving. I thought I was just on the fringe. But those are actually in the rough. And I'd set it up for a fringe shot. I was going right at the flagpole. If I would have, and I didn't have time at that point to move it, I would have offset it to try and give me one side or the other. And I hit it great. It's so damn close right there. That's why I was trying to run as much topspin as I could, because like you're literally right in front of you. The first hop, so it's like super accurate. Ooh. All right, we started off. We have to get as an absolute minimum. We just need to get all the par 4s. So if we get all the par 4s in this one, and they're all gettable, that being the hardest of the 3. If we can get all 3 of the par 4s, that's at minus 15. That's 30. Now we're starting. Now we can like every single hole here. Now the mid par 3, I did get a hole-in-one on it the other day, but to me that was golden because I really needed it and I wasn't expecting it. That is the only hole. Every other hole that's in here, all the other 2 par 3s and all 3 par 5s, there is an awesome opportunity to pick something up. So let's see if we can get it done right here. I'll beat all the par 3s this week except for hole number 9. And this one's risky, so I'm taking a power 5 ball and trying to get out here and trying to get myself into this zone. I do not need to get all the way to the end. From this zone with the Goliath, I'm mid-club for the rough bump. So I don't need to get any farther. And if I just end up clipping and coming up here, I might still have the shot. I may have to come off to the side and bring it around with the Goliath, but I still have a shot from there. The key is you got to get over. So if you get in trouble on this side over here, you are in big trouble. So you can be a little bit off on the drive and still recover, but you can't be a lot off. taking a power 5 ball. What are my options? I've been using a Zerk, but I think that's it. It's got 3 side spin, but that's not really going to help me here. I don't have anything that has better wind than the Zerk. And I'm taking an extra mile. Now, hold on. I'm taking my number 4 bag because I'm using a Goliath on that second shot. Let's not forget that, and let's get that chest going. I'm gonna win every stinking hole here. All right. Now my notes say power 5, Goliath, mid club, plus 30 to the cup. Now I think I've only been able to take the shot with the Goliath once this week. The first time in the practice round, I went out there with I had a Grizzly, and then in the qualifying round, I went out with a Goliath. But I wasn't in the right spot. And then in the opening round, I was in the right spot once. And not in the right spot once. But I was able to recover. You can't screw up. If you screw up front on the first bounce, there is no recovering. That's a fact. Like these 2 sand traps that are right here in front of this green that he's looking at, fairway. If you get caught up in those, that's you want it. You need to get on the other side of that shit. You can get on the rough on the other side of it and kind of get there, but if you're in that sand, you can recover from that sand, but especially since we know we're going to have tailwind, but it can be a bit tricky. Opponent clipped, and they almost ended up in that sand. Now the Katana didn't necessarily, they would have had a better deal if they had brought out, I think I'm 1 less than max. Five one. It's 2.5 rings. Let's see if I can get it down there. Hitting it perfect. That Katana ball my opponent brought, it on the drive, they probably would have made it over with Titan, but not the Katana. It's going to roll off. Once you get on that side with any kind of speed like that, it'll just drift off on the end. This is where the Katana, and they have enough room. That is fantastic. They must be pretty close to max club. I'd like to they push it forward. Let's see where the red line's at. I'm surprised that from that distance they're able to make it there. Now I could go for the rough bump. With my Nirvana. Let's see where we're at. Let's see if I can. Alright, where am I at in my club? There's max. There's mid. I'm at 3/4. I don't think I have enough top spin. So 4.6 equals divided by 2. 3 rings. 2.99 rings. So I'm going to move it 3. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Close. Pushed it off a little. It's way way downhill. And the 30% was actually, I actually, if I would have been in the right spot, I would have been damn near close. I would have been close to minimum Goliath. And I really wasn't trying to get that much distance. I got a little bit of a push today. I'm getting a little lag. That would not be good to get lag. All right. All right. All right. Take a deep breath. We're on hole number 3. And I have not got hole number 3 all week. And this hole is really, I am just going to do a straight up shot. I did +5 and I was on one side of the cup. Well, I did -5 and I was on the other side. So I literally am doing 1-to-1. Whatever the shit. It's a sniper and a 1 power ball. Let's find a 1 power. And this hole, because of the way where the sand's at, a low wind ball could help. I'm going to bring one of those. We really want to get this one. This is the of the par 3s in the game. This is a great par 3. I'm just doing 1-to-1. Whatever the wind is, that's what the pull. Let's hit it perfect and get a hole-in-one. I haven't gotten a hole-in-one on this hole all week. I've gotten hole-in-ones on the other holes, but not this one. And this being one of the best in the game, but on this particular course, it's my second favorite par 3. The other one is not one of the best in the game, but I like it. I say that. I was on a tournament one time. My teammate Kyle was like working on the par 3s, and he had them down. And so the notes that we had on the par 3s were like, we were killing it. I think in his accounts, he hit like, that's 5 rounds. It was like out of 30 opportunities, he hit like 26 hole-in-ones on one of the holes. And on the weekend round, I got on the 2 holes that we were killing it on. And on one of the rounds, I not only didn't get the hole-in-one, but I missed the putt. It rolled off in a weird way, and those are really dangerous greens. And it got me in a spot where I was going up side hill. And they were difficult putts, and I fucking missed them. I couldn't see the cup. I was watching the flagpole. The flagpole was doing its thing, but it was just, I brain farted and missed them. Rough was not happy. And that might be an understatement. Might be. 1.9. Hitting it perfect. That was actually a dead center perfect. Get in the hole. Come on. I haven't made it all week. Come on. So I over pulled it right there, and I was doing the -5, and I was still not, it wasn't right. I did the -5 and didn't pull it enough, and did the +5 and over pulled it. And now I'm in the same deal. Arrgh. All right. Dak Nabbit. All right, this par 4 right here, we've got to get this par 4. And this is a dangerous par 4 because at the very end of your run is when you're trying to get through that rough. This rough area right here. And it's kind of hard to get the right angle on it from the tee box So you're drawing the line from your tee box coming out. Where is it? Where's the tee box? From there to this corner. So your second bounce is, you just got this little teeny pendulum right here, so you can't really put a lot of curl on it. You can use some side spin to kind of get you going in this direction, because the side spin carries over to the tip of the ball guide, so it will turn it. But you can't really put any curl on it to get it to go through the narrowest part, because your second bounce will clip this rough area and you'll just bleed out in front. And there's a good chance on that, because of all the topspin that you put on it, that you'll end up in this rough. So you need and you don't want to hit it to the right, and you don't want to hit it to the left. So that means you have to hit it perfect. And you want as much topspin as possible. So I'm putting one ring back in. So I'm doing an extra mile, a Power 5 ball, my number 1 bag, pulling the wind out and putting one ring back in. See if my opponent, if I can get an opponent, if I may have a hard time. It's not quite as bad now as it used to be, but fuck, we'll sit here and spin for, you add this up over 18 holes. It is nice playing against an opponent, especially if you're having problems on a hole. You can go on a hole, and if you want to get good opponents, you want to get people that know how to play the hole, and you can watch how they play the hole and learn something. I've learned a bunch of shit watching my opponents, or I'll see my opponent do something and go, you know what, if you'd have set it up right there, that shit would have worked. Like, dude, you're not thinking about where that second bounce is going to be, but if you'd have moved it over 3 more rings, then you would have been able to run up that fairway. And then go out there and you could do the same thing. You could do this, pull out the same ball, and you could fix the shot so they could see what it looked like. Maybe they're paying attention, but you might learn a new way to skin that cat. Now, if that's going to happen to you, what happened to our opponent is the best of both worlds. At least they are out front. Three, 1. It's a ring and a half. And I'm going to push up 1 ring. And then just try and hit it perfect. And I hit it 1 ring great to the right. And that might not kill me, but I think at the very end I'm going to get caught up in the rough. All right. And even if I'd have brought out a topspin boost ball right there, my trajectory was off on that great to the right. The way the wind was blowing, I probably should have pulled out another 10%. A 1 ring great to the right should have put me right there on the cusp of that. That might have cleared, but from where I'm at, it definitely affected it. All right, there's my timer. So after this hole, I gave myself a 10-minute window. I'm supposed to bake it for 50 minutes, and I put it on for 40. So I got plenty of time. No pressure. I'm probably thinking, dude, you bake? I've been watching a great British baking show, and it's inspired me. I'm going to try and give myself 2 shots at it. I mean, you're close here. Hitting it perfect. In the hold. Whew. That's 2 recovery shots. on the par fours. Look at that. All right, let me step it back here, see where we're at. All right, we're on hole number 5, and I will pause it, and I will be back in a millisecond. All right, I guess I hit stop instead of pause. So it was more than a millisecond. It was still only a millisecond for you, but it was more than a millisecond for me. So where are we at? My cake came out fine. It's cooling now, so we did take a little taste test, and interesting flavor. For those of you that have had real, I guess it'd be UK sticky gingerbread cake, you probably know what the flavor is. Hole number 5. What is hole number 5 on my notes? Par 3. All right. I got lucky, and this went in. And it went in on a bounce. I took it. I was more than happy to take it, but it did go in on a bounce. So it's 4 backspin, and I originally started with a little bit of right-hand side spin, but I think left-hand side spin gets me like just a titch, like a quarter. I'm doing 0.9 per ring. All right, here we go. And what am I taking? I'm taking a 2-power ball. So I'm taking a Katana. I don't think I have any low power 2-wind balls. I don't believe. No, I do. I got that ball right there. The Scarab ball. I think they gave us the Scarab balls. Let's go take advantage of it. Let's put it to good use. I don't know how many people went out and played one-on-one and took the Scarab ball out to try it out. Sometimes we're out practicing a hole, and you can play a hole. It's always good, especially when holes first come out, go out there and play it with a Titan, something you can normally get, just to see how it plays or what's possible, and then you can really see if you can go for it, if it's worth bringing out a bigger ball, or if you even need to. Or there are some of these holes that if we can get it done with a power 2 ball, especially if you got a low end power 2 ball, the second shots, if you can deliver yourself to the right spot, the second shot is the money shot. My opponent goes first. We got a Titan. So let's do a Marlin. Went from 4.2 to 4.8. I think I have no idea where it's going to go. On the fringe. All right, let's see if we can get this in the cup. We'll do the win first. 2.8 equals 5 by 0.9. 3.6 rings. 3.57. We'll call it 6. 4 backspin. .57 rings. Okay, there's 3, 5. There's the 7. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Over pulled it just a little. And I did a 15% right there. And I did 0.9 per ring. I've been switching. I go back on some of these holes. If I'm really playing that week and I really am trying to get, and these holes are good holes to play, I'll go back and watch my own past tournament video that I've put out. And the videos that I watched, I did really good that week on this course. But It was before we had any 4 or 5 side spin balls. So like how much you could move 3 side spin. Now 3 side spin is 3 bars of side spin. But before it wasn't. 3 bars was like 7. And so they had to reverse do the math for those of you who haven't been playing forever. So some of my notes when I was taking it, I wasn't really paying attention. And then I got in the thing, I was like, how the hell was I getting 3.5 side spin out of a Kingmaker? That was an old video. Hole number 6. Hole number 6. All right. I really, really, really like to get an Albie here. My teammate Richard has been killing it on hole number 6 and hole number 9. I think those are the 2 holes that he's been kicking ass on. But he uses a Goliath, and I use a Grizzly, and we're in different spots. The numbers don't quite. Sometimes they do, but in this situation, I don't think it's working out. Extra Mile Kingmaker. I'm just looking at my Power 3 ball selection and see what stuff I have. I think a Kingmaker is more than enough right here. These balls, this is actually not a bad time to get rid of them because I don't really use the side spin here. But these Labor Day balls, these are Labor Day balls from 2017. These are one of like the first 5 or 6 balls that ever came out, and this was what a special ball used to look like. Crap. I'm not sure if I've been using the side spin, so I don't want to get out there and go, damn, I should have brought a bigger side spin ball. Hole number 6, plus 30 to the cup. I was taking a little bit off on the drive. I wasn't using max topspin. I think I was using 1 less than max. I don't have that on my notes, but I think I was using 1 less than max. Topspin. I'd rather be a little short than even a blade of grass too long into the rough. If you're at 373, 375 with a maxed out sniper, you're going to be right at your red line, and you'll have to use all of the backspin to get there. And with your Grizzly, you'd have to put on a little teeny bit of topspin or whatever. If you were using a Goliath, you could probably do it with just a little bit of backspin, but you really want to come into this hole with backspin because it's too easy to blow past the cup. And I'm sure it hasn't happened to everybody out there, but there's somebody listening to this video that goes, yeah, I'm just minding my own damn business and I barely hit it. I have no idea what the deal is, and all of a sudden it went long. Oh, yeah. It's a good angle, though. I'm not trying to get that far. There's max. I'm going to pull it back 1. I want to be going towards the center. 2.4, 2.1 per ring. I'd rather underpull this pull. There's 2.1. There's 2.4. I'd rather underpull it and end up farther to the left of that sand than overpull it and take the risk of ending up in the sand if I don't hit it perfect. That should be good distance. That should be in the 380s. I really want to hit 391. I was looking for 385 to 390. I've been hitting right around 387 in that range. Plus 30 to the cup. Grizzly. And this is this is the thing I was talking about earlier about notes. So when I watched these, I had just got a Grizzly. Just started using it, and it's a 100% accurate club. So if you do paper math, paper numbers, that's a 1 per ring. but it's never hit good for me at 1 per ring. And if you look at Golf Clash Notebook and you're using less than a Power 3 ball, it's 0.9. So some of the holes I'm doing 0.9 and some of them I'm doing 1.0. Okay, 2.7. 3.51 rings, 3.5 rings. Let's hit it perfect and get it in. Hitting it perfect. Now I couldn't get it quite where I wanted it, and it was in between the oh, and I missed it. I was that close in the opening round as well. It's right on. And I started off on I was trying to go right at the flagpole, but I couldn't get it to go right at the flagpole, and it was going towards the right-hand edge. It was kind of in between the flagpole and the right-hand edge, and I was worried it might slightly miss it on the right, but I needed to do what I did. Plus maybe 0.1. I got to go back and see which way the wind was blowing. I literally cannot remember right this second which way the wind was blowing. I was so focused on just trying to get everything set up right. Close. All right. No Albie for me. Hole number 7. All right. Hole number 7. 60%. Times whatever the wind is, and on this hole I am bringing one of those. You really want to hit this perfect hole balls. Let me go glance at it just to make sure it is the hole that I'm thinking of. All right, we're going right at it. Very little. I'm going to be 3.5 rings of separation from the rough. And the fairway on the top, I'm bouncing it over, and the fairway up there rolls off. So there's about a ring and a half of roll off. And so if I'm 3.5 rings out, that puts me about 2 rings on the flat ground. Maybe a ring on the flat ground, but I'm definitely on the flat stuff. 60%. Hit it perfect, goes in the hole. Let's pick this up. We need to pick something up, and we only got 2 chances. This one and hole number 9. And we have to get hole number 8. That's part of the minimum score, just trying to shoot 30. Just to get you to the point where you can start talking. 2.3. 3.68 rings. 3.5 rings off. Get where I can see you. .68 rings. Here's 3, 5, 6, 8. Exactly. How did I see that from down there? I'm just that good. And boy, I'm glad I had a precision ball. That was like 5,000 rings away from being perfect. Hit the flagpole. I knew it was going to run faster. I didn't hit the flagpole. I couldn't get the tail to work right. That's why I was trying to move it. Usually I set it up and I can get it right. But I needed to hit the flagpole in order to stop. Oh, that would have been in the hole. Couldn't get the speed right. In my experience with Golf Clash, and you guys can put comments, guys and gals can put comments in the chat. In my experience, I forgot what I was talking about. That's what I have in my experience. That's it. In my experience, when the ball guide's appearing and disappearing like that, it's usually not lying to you. If it's showing that it's going to go short, it usually is a good indication it's going to go short. If it's showing it's going to go long, so like when you're in that spot where you're moving it forward and back and it keeps changing, it's going to do one or the other, and it's not going to be what you wanted it to do. And on a hole like that, especially when you're that downhill, it is flying in there. That's 2 close misses. Par 5 and that one. I got those earlier in the week. I got the elusive -7 in 3 holes, and I got it on hole number 6, 7, and 8. I've been either in the hole or super close. All right. Hole number 8. Hole number 8. All right, we have to get this one. Okay, it's one less than max toss one with a kingmaker and an extra mile. Bag number 1 and a kingmaker. I have 1 kingmaker in stock. Let's buy some. Did I do my clip? I did do my clip card trading. I got the big topper. All right, hole number 8. Here we roll. 1 less than max top spin. And it's somewhere around like 1.5 right-hand side spin. This is the one I was talking about earlier. My notes say 3.5 right side spin. I think there was 7 side spin back in the day with a 3 side spin ball. So I think that was like right around 1.5. It might have been 6, but I think it was 7. Booger Vance. All right. Take deep breaths. 1 shot at a time. We got to get an eagle here, so just 1 shot at a time. Take it easy. Set it up. 1 less than max top spin. One 9. It's 1 ring. It's 2.1 per ring, but who's counting? Oh, that was 75 rings great to the right. That was 2 rings great to the right. And it'll clip the rough. Whether it gets out of the rough here is a whole nother story. Whew. Close. I've taken that shot and I've hit a 1 ring great to the left, a perfect, and a 1 ring great to the right, and it has room to go through. A 2 ring great to the left, you could be in serious trouble. I was in trouble. It actually bounced through and ended up on the other side in the rough. And I got lucky. It hit the sign and the sign stopped it, and I was actually in front of the sign. So the sign wasn't in play for me, but I was watching BJ play the other day, and he got behind the sign, and the sign was in play, and that's bullshit. You watch a NASCAR race, they don't have shit sitting on their car while they're racing. When the race is over, they go out and put shit on the car and do all the sponsorship stuff. But right now, their Golf Clash is impeding our game. One ring great to the left. In the hole. Woo! All right. I haven't picked up anything. I've gotten the par 4s, but I don't think I've picked up anything. Got to get hole number 9. Got to have something going into the back 9. What's up, baby? I made frosting. My wife just brought me a piece of my cake. Icing for my cake. Let's try it. That's pretty yummy.
Wow, baby.
Yeah, baby. Now I have cake in my mouth. That is yummy. All right. If I do say so myself, hole number 9. Not only I spent the last week and a half looking for all the ingredients, I had to order stuff online and had to wait for it all to come in. But that's the first cake I've ever baked. Ever. Extra Mile, Kingmakers, Sniper, Mid Club. And man, I don't know if it's the spot I'm in or what the deal is, but I keep over pulling it. I'm gonna try minus 20 on the second shot. The drive here, I will say this, and this is one of those times where I'll make a statement and then I'll turn around and it'll bite me in the ass. But this drive, you can give yourself so much room on this drive that really, if you screw this drive up, you deserve it. But you are in big shit if you screw this up. I mean, it's a wood to the cup. Now, granted, it's mid-sniper, but you do not want to be in trouble out here. Dana goes first. Gall, King, swing 1. 1 billion earned in 3,400. So they got 1,744 wins. Divide 1,877,788 by how many wins. And see what that is. They ramped that up pretty quick to get the clubs in it. Very nice. Very nice. 425. They are out there. I'm in the middle of this damn fairway. I am 3 rings. 2-7. I'm going to do a 3-ring pull. Or excuse me, a 3-mile-an-hour pull. Ring and a half. 7,000 rings straight to the left, aka 2. That'll take me from mid to probably max. Or king, or get your words right. Learn your words. Sniper. It'll probably be max sniper from there. Now let's see if my opponent can they get all the way up there. That is grizzly range. Hell yeah, they got plenty of room. It's a 2-mile-an-hour wind with a grizzly. That's probably pretty close to mid. About 2 rings. They did like 2-2. Overpulled it. I'm a little bit farther downhill than my opponent. There's max. There's min. There's mid. I'm in mid. 1.45 rings. I mean, we're way the hell downhill. Or uphill. 1, 4, 5. Getting it perfect. Come on. Haven't made this one all week. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Oh. And that one was farther away than the other par 5. The other par 5 rolled inside of that one. That's 2 close misses, and I didn't quite pull it enough there. Didn't quite pull it enough. All right, back to the drawing board. So I think all I got here on the front was just the par 4s, and we have to get the par 4s. So I haven't killed my round. I'm going to have to now, you've got to pick up 1 to 2 per side. And now I've got to pick up 3. A 31's not going to get it done, and I think with a 32, I don't think I have tiebreakers good enough. I would have needed to come in with a 30 or better. So my only shot is to max it out. So that means on the back, that's an 18. I think my best this week, I've shot 3 16s. That's only a 31. So I got to pick it up on the back. I have got a bunch of those shots. Getting into the right position is not the problem. Getting that second shot to get into the cup, and I had a couple really close misses. I'm going to go back and watch a few of these and see where it was at, and then I'll process this one, tie them together, and then post it, and then I will be back. Thanks for watching. That was the front side of the African Wild Tournament. Just getting the what really on this course is the minimum score if you're trying to go for a banner. You got to start off with a 15, and then you're going to have to pick something up from that spot. So did not get it done on the front, but we'll see what we can get done on the back. Have a good one. Be safe. Thanks for watching.